So today we are visiting the Fasanerie Wiesbaden. It's kind of in northwestern Wiesbaden, and we've never been here before, so we thought we'd check it out since it's a nice day. And I thought it would be good to make a video and kind of give a review of what we think. So here we go. Okay, so our first stop was into the little info section. They have a small souvenir stand, and they sell food. You can feed the sheep, the goats, and the deer. So once the baby wakes up, because he fell asleep about 10 minutes ago, then we'll have some food to feed the animals. It's pretty cool because there's no admission fee, so it's free to get in. So it's nice to spend a little money or give a little donation and help support stuff like this. So we have stopped at the little kiosk here. Since the baby's sleeping, we just want to get a quick snack, probably get some lunch once he wakes up. So they have sausages and fries, chicken nuggets, coffee, ice cream. They sell candy and stuff, and I'm just gonna walk the baby around a little bit while Daddy orders the food. But as you can see, it's a really nice like green space here, and it's got a lot of shade, a lot of places to sit, lots of tables. So it'd be great to come with a picnic. We didn't plan ahead that well. So this is really cute. The bunny section has all these little windows down at about adult knee height, so kid face height, so that they can look into the bunny enclosure and check out the animals. And even a little crawl through area here that they can go in and take a look at the inside of the bunny's home. So important sign right here, if you see this and you don't speak German, it says feeding these animals are absolutely forbidden. So they're super dangerous creatures. So this is probably another big reason why they're saying absolutely don't feed these pigs, because you could make them very, very sick. So again, you see a sign that says don't feed, then don't feed them. And obviously, like, what kind of a jerk would feed a pig a sausage anyway? Sleepy man woke up. So one thing to note, a lot of the paths are paved, but a lot of them are dirt. So especially if it's been relatively rainy or wet, you probably want to make sure you're wearing appropriate footwear. I did not choose the best footwear in terms of that, but you know, it is what it is. So one fun fact that I find particularly interesting about Germany is the fact that they don't have any natural wild bears or wolves. It's not that they don't exist in Europe, they just don't exist in Germany. And so that's one of the major attractions here, is that they have bears and wolves on display. So that's where we're heading now, and hopefully we'll get to see some, because that'd be super cool. right, so pro tip that I didn't know until just now, if you're here at 11 o'clock in the morning, that's when they feed the wolves. I'm guessing it's the wolves because I just saw a wolf. So yeah, fun pro tip. Oh, looking cool.
Very cool. Nice shades. Oh, thank you. So nice. Yes, that's exactly how they go on Dada's head.
He was giving like a little thumbs up for a second. I don't think he realized it, but he was. So now that the bug has woken up from his nap, we made our way back down the hill. So there is a bit of a climb to get up there, but we made our way down the hill and we've stopped at the restaurant. Just wanted a little bit more choice than just sausages and fries. So yeah, we're just sitting out on the patio.
So the history of this park is that it used to be a royal hunting ground, and so unsurprisingly the restaurant looks like a hunting lodge with deer heads on the walls and a lot of kind of old traditional German and oil paintings of wildlife. So yeah, the decor is by no means surprising.
Otter. He's the otter.
What are you doing? How's it going, little guy?
don't look like birds that should be able to fly. They're so gentle.
What do you think, little man?
So we're pretty darn close to this owl. Just flew across the path we're walking on. Like,
I've never been too close to an owl before.
woohoo! So we're not entirely confident that we were supposed to be in there because the door to the owl's pen, we tried to get out the other side and the other side was locked. And so when we came back out the way we went in, it looked like it should have been locked and someone just locked it wrong. So I'm not entirely sure that that exhibit is currently open because I know that they're working on improving the other side with, I think, like falcons and stuff. But yeah, so that's a thing that happened. At this point in our visit, my camera died because I hadn't actually planned this out all that well and I didn't think to charge my camera before we left. I just kind of grabbed it on a whim to make this video at the last second, so that's all the footage I got. Here's what I thought about Tierpark Fasanerie Wiesbaden. The facilities, which I would rate a 9 out of 10. The animal enclosures are all really well kept. The animals all look really healthy, and it didn't make me sad like some zoos do. All of the paths are really well kept, so it's easily navigated with a stroller. I do think it would be nice if there were more bathrooms in the park. From what I could see, there were only bathrooms right at the beginning in the main building that housed their educational center and their gift shop, because it is actually a surprisingly large park. The bathrooms are very clean, they're well attended, so my only feedback would be to have more of them. Dining, I would give an 8 out of 10. There are lots of tables and picnic spaces around the park, mostly around the entrance, but there are some tables and some areas to sit down around the park itself. There is a snack kiosk, there's a restaurant, there's also a beer garden, which we weren't able to visit. I think it was closed that day. The kiosk was a solid option for cheap eats, although I do wish there had been some healthy options beyond sausages and fries, and I do wish that the service had been just a little bit warmer and friendlier. But overall, the kiosk was great. The prices are good. You really can't beat that. The restaurant we found had really good variety in terms of food options. They had anything from salads to schnitzels to local dishes, all kinds of really good options. And they featured a lot of local products, which I always really appreciate. But unfortunately, the prices kind of reflected that, with entrees averaging between around 12 and 15 euros per person. We ended up paying about 44 euro for our lunch, which was 2 drinks, 2 entrees, and a cup of coffee and a slice of cake. So overall, I think that the options are really good. I would be interested in something a little bit more mid-range price-wise. Again, given that the kiosk didn't really have any healthy options, and the restaurant was on the pricey side. So something healthy that was a little bit more affordable would be great, but the food itself was really good, the quality was there, and the service in the restaurant was really, really friendly. In Germany, sometimes you will find that it takes people a little bit to warm up, but once they have talked to you for a minute or two, they tend to warm up, and people here are really very pleasant, in my personal opinion. But then I'm from the Northeast of the United States, so take that with a grain of salt. I also think that, you know, people where I lived elsewhere in the South were actually too nice. So, you know, don't take my opinion too seriously on that. Activities, I give this place a solid 10 out of 10. There really wasn't anything that I would change. The variety is really good, and there are a lot of options where you can actually enter the animal enclosures and get really close and personal with the animals. I saw that beautiful peacock from a very short distance. It's mostly the birds that they have these up close encounters with. I believe they do an animal feeding tour at about 11 a.m. that I am looking forward to checking out the next time I visit, because I will definitely be going back. For families with younger children, they have a playground really close to the entrance, and the playground is great. They have swings and slides, some water features, and you know, a really big sandbox, and a section that I think is probably like a little shallow river or stream once it gets warmer out. It looked that way, but it was dry when we were there. Our visit was at the end of May, so it wasn't really the height of summer yet. Accessibility, I would give an 8 out of 10. We didn't have any problems getting anywhere. Some of the paths, as I noted in the video, are a little rocky and a little sandy, and if it's been raining, they could be a little bit muddy, but they were still totally doable with our stroller. For any guests who would be in wheelchairs, it might be a little bit more difficult depending on what kind of equipment you have. Just be aware that there is an incline and the park is on a hill. So just keep that in mind if you go with anyone who has breathing issues. Overall, I didn't really see anything that was geared towards visually impaired guests. No braille, obviously there's no audio tours or anything because it is a free attraction. But not a lot in terms of visually impaired accessibility. Overall value, this place is like a 12 out of 10. It is amazing to me that this place is free to enter. I would have happily paid admission to get there, and I definitely anticipate going back several times this summer to take advantage of the shade and the water fun at the playground, and just to keep my kid occupied. In terms of getting to this location, for me, I don't have a car, but it is really easily reached by public transportation. So you can catch the number 33 bus from the Wiesbaden Hauptbahnhof from stop D, which is right across the street and to the left of the main entrance coming out of the train station. If you have a car, they do have parking. I don't know what the situation would be like if it's a busy weekend, because again, I don't have a car, but there is parking. For those of you who are driving, public transportation is super easy because it is the last stop on the 33 bus line. Just make sure before you get on the 33 bus that the sign on the bus actually says Tierpark Fasanerie, because occasionally the route is diverted to a different ending point. But if that's the case, they will change the sign. So as long as the sign on the bus says Tierpark Fasanerie, you are golden. All you have to do is ride it to the end. You can't screw it up. Just be aware that there is a stop a couple before the end. That's, I think, Fasanerie Straße. That is not the park. You want to wait until it says Tierpark Fasanerie. So anyways, that is my review of the Tierpark Fasanerie in Wiesbaden. Where do you like to take your kids in this area? I would love to continue doing videos like this, so if you enjoyed it, I do anticipate making a lot more of the local attractions type of videos. If you like this video and you want to see more like this, give it a thumbs up so I know. I really like seeing the thumbs up because I am still a very small creator, and I would love to know that my video is out there and resonating with someone. But yeah, blah, 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 talking too much on a tangent again. So anyways, that's it for this video, and I hope to see you again soon in the future. Bye.
Bye.